Okay, so my name is Mason. I'm a BIM specialist at Gray Tech Group. Today we're going to be looking at Ideate Align within Ideate software. We're also here with Richard Taylor, who is the maestro and lead designer at Ideate software. So if you have any very technical questions, he'll be able to help you as well. We're going to do some questions at the end, a little Q&A. So if you have some questions, you can put them in the chat, but then we'll have some time to discuss them at the end. So the 15 at 15 is a training series that we do that you can find all the recordings on YouTube afterwards. If you have any questions, you can go to our chat, or our email is support@ideatesoftware.com. Like I said, if you have any more questions, we can also talk about it in the chat. And we also have a survey within the Q&A that we can fill out as well. If you do that, it really helps us out, lets us know how we did, and if we can work on anything in the future. So, Ideate Apps. Ideate Apps is one of those incredible tools that you find, after you've already been working within Revit for 4 or 5 years, and you're like, I just want to do all these little things that take so much time. But then you always have to kind of go through everything painstakingly. It always takes way longer than it should. You just want to make one little adjustment. Ideate Apps is an incredible tool for really just doing those smaller tasks in which, it could do a vast majority of the tasks that you already do in Revit and really get them to be more efficient. But it's really good for just aligning kind of, all of those little things that you just want to find a quicker workflow to do. So on the left, we have a list of them, renumbering different items. If you want to renumber all of your rooms in a different way and start to tag them differently, find hidden elements, place views. There's a really good workflow once you start using all of the tools within Ideate. That one kind of feeds into another of, tagging all of your rooms and then having your rooms and creating your views from them and then aligning your views. And it kind of just works as an assistant for you to really expedite your workflow. And today we're going to be looking at Align Views. And Align Views is one of my favorite tools because it just allows you to simplify the process so much, and you don't have to make these little adjustments, which just take so long. So in Ideate, if you click on the little help button within here, if you ever need help within Ideate Apps on Ideate Align, you can click here, and there's this little drop-down thing that comes up here saying Online Help. Go there for any questions that you might have on it. Okay, so let's get into it. So the main goal and objective with Ideate Align is essentially taking all of your plans that are similar enough that you can use one as a template, and then you could start to align them across your project. So I'm sure we've all seen it before where you have your floor plan and then you have your, level 1, you're looking for level 2, and you're placing on the sheet, and then you're trying to make them align, you print them, and then there's just like a slight misalignment between the two. So you have to create a guide grid. The guide grid, sometimes it's not exact. This way, it really just simplifies it so that you can make this one view, or this one sheet, and then you could place your views, and then really just create this one template, which would just be, in our case, A101. Placing your notes, there could be multiple views within a sheet, schedules, and you're really just using this as a template to align all of your other floor plans. Because in certain projects, you'll have, a dozen floor plans within every level that need to be in the exact same place, and you just want a really, really quick process in being able to align those. And then also your schedules, just actually getting them so that they don't move every time. So that's our objective. So within Ideate Align, this is the window that you're going to see. The window is essentially going to simplify it really easily, where you have your sheet and you have your view, and in your sheet, that's going to be your reference, and then your view is going to be a drop down of all the views that you want to align. Ideate has done a great job of just simplifying this to the point where there's just enough buttons that it doesn't really over complicate it in any way. You have your sheet, you have your views. If you want to align your view title position or scope boxes or using model coordinates, you have those options. And then on the right, you have all of your different floor plans that you can align. Okay, so the next thing that you can do is you can also create a shortcut for Align. And for me, I just did AN. So the keyboard shortcut for keyboard shortcuts is KS. So you can type in KS and then find Align. Just be sure that you're not changing the native parameter for that being aligned within Revit. You want to change it really within the Ideate app. And it'll go under AN. And that makes it really easy. So within Revit, right at the top here, you're going to see the Align tool. And we're going to go through it on a step-by-step of how to use it. It's very simple. So you're going to click on that. And I'm just going to go to a video that we have recorded so you can see it. Sound isn't playing. So within this, we're now in Revit. And on our Revit page, our Ideate software is at the top, and we have our sheet in which we're going to be using as a reference. Our Ideate apps is up top, and we can see all of our different options that we went through at the beginning. And now we are essentially trying to take all of our different floor plan views, and we're trying to align them perfectly by just using one of them as a reference. So you can see that we have a parking deck floor plan, first floor plan, second floor plan, third floor plan. We have our parking schedule. We have different views within the sheet that we just want to align. And all we need to do for that is just click the Align tool, go to our sheet, which is the one that we have referenced. And now within that sheet, we can now open another sheet just to kind of use that as a comparison. Because now when you click on that Align tool, at the very top, everything within that drop down is going to be the sheets that are open in like those tabs within Revit. So those are going to be your options in which you can use as a template. So even if your view isn't open on your computer on your that you see in front of you, it's still open in the background, so you can use it as a reference. And then highlighted in blue, you're going to see that you can now click on your parking schedule. You can click on your different views that you have there. So right now we have parking schedule selected, and we're just going back and forth and just looking at those different options that we have. So if we want to match our view title to our scope box, align it with our model coordinates, those are all options that we have. So within there, I now have my A100 that I can use as a reference, and now I'm going through all the different types of floor plans that I could use to align my views with. So my floor plan, I could also have ceiling plans, I could have my safety plans, my energy analysis plans, anything that is a floor plan that I want to compare with my template floor plan, I can use. And it's all there. So rather than think of all the time that it takes to go into each of those sheets, realign it, find exactly where on the sheet it is, now you can actually just select them very easily. So here I've moved my floor plan over, and now I'm just going to show you the comparison. I have my L1 view selected. And then now when I click Align, and I could do it for both if I wanted to, find my sheet, click the other sheet that I want it to align with, and that's it. Like, you really are just choosing the views that you want. I'll show you them side by side so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to take an additional view. And you'll see in this one that I have my view plan there, but I don't have a schedule. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think you have to take in your schedule before you can align it. We can go through that at the end. But how I've done it is that you just need to have it on the sheet, and then you could actually use it as a reference.
Yes, that is correct. It does have to be assigned to the sheet.
Perfect, thank you. So then I take my sheet, I go to A103, I can see it's not aligned, and then just very easily just watching align, I take my schedule, I select my sheets, I know it's aligned with my view, and now they're in exactly the same place. So you can also do this with other views as well. It doesn't only have to be in plan view. So you could also do an elevation view. I find plan view to be the most useful because sometimes your elevation views are like scattered amongst the sheet. You're always trying to fit as many depending on the project, you're often trying to fit as many elevation views within a view that you can, or within a sheet that you can. So sometimes you almost want to be able to place them yourself. So just be careful with that maybe someone else has it adjusted already. But regardless, if you know exactly kind of how you want all of your to be aligned, you can do the exact same thing. So I have my elevations open now, and you'll see on the right, I only have the options to align it with my other elevations for now, because so my east is going to try and align with my south. So I identify which view it is, I select it, and then now if I didn't have that show similar views only, it actually shows all the views in the project. So you can start to align them in different ways, by elevations, because it's the exact same drawing type, it's much easier. But if you wanted to see the other views that you can align it with as well, you just have to uncheck that. So for now, we're just going to align the east with the south. And I'm just showing a reference of where they are. And so that one actually went down to align with where that view actually is, which, for this sheet, it was placed in a different view to adjust based off the size of the other elevation. But just to show you that it's possible. Okay, and I think that's just about it for Ideate Align. And I think that's all for the video. I don't know if I was going to show anything else. Oh yeah, and if you also need any help, like I said at the beginning, there's also the help button in the top right corner. And if you want to make the shortcut, it's under keyboard shortcuts and under AN. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and it's a very easy to use tool, but it'll just save you so much time, which is kind of Ideate's bread and butter, is just finding those little things that just take forever, but just if you just have a tool for it, just saves you days of work. So yeah, moving forward, if you can take the survey, check out Ideate on ideatesoftware.com. If you have any questions, you can go to support@ideatesoftware.com. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something.